obviously, it's disappointing, not to, get to the ultimate goal, which is the Super Bowl and win it. But, like you said, we got a lot to be proud of, to come in and to do the things that we was able to accomplish, to do it without an off season, to do it, with a lot of new guys, a lot of new pieces, and not having that OTAs to be able to, to gel and get the reps and get the continuity going. But what we did is an amazing thing, man. It's something to be proud of. It's a building block. We still getting better. We're a young team, ascending team. So the future is bright for us if we, continue to work hard and just believe in ourselves and continue to stay teaming and believe in, that growth mindset that Coach McDermott always preaches. So I feel like, with the guys that we have and the culture that we have here, I feel like that we'll be fine for some time here.
And finally, for me, just what specific lessons did you learn from, facing a Kansas City Chiefs team, the defending Super Bowl champions, twice and losing to them twice the way you guys did? What can you take away from engaging, measuring yourselves to them and how those two games ended?
Plain and simple, to get to where we want to be, that's going to be, the team that we're going to have to go over to beat. We're going to have to find a way to beat them. They have the pieces that they have, how dynamic their offense is, how great their defense is. It's taking the ball away. That's the team that, if we want to get to where we want to go, that's the team that we're going to have to beat. That's the standard there. They got the quarterback. They got the weapons too. So, and the offense, as far as, Buffalo Bills wanting to be Super Bowl champions, we're going to have to go through that group. So we know that. And we're going to just go into the offseason and with a fuel to get better. And that's all we can do, and which I know the guys on this team will. And, we're going to come back next year and give it a shot.
Thanks so much, Trey, and all the best to you and for a relaxing offseason.
Man, thank you. Thank you, John. Yeah, appreciate it.
Hey, Trey. Good to see you.
Who is that talking?
Heather.
Oh, okay. I couldn't say. She's not. Okay, how you doing, Heather?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm good.
You mentioned that that's the standard over there in Kansas City, but from your perspective, how close do you think this group is to being able to take that next step and beat a team like that?
Just we're close. We're very close. We just got to play our best football when the time is when that time calls. I mean, we obviously yesterday they was the better team yesterday, and you give them all the credit. They played a great game, but the group that we have, we're a resilient group. When our backs against the wall and when we faced with a challenge, we always seem to come out on the up end of it whenever we get another shot. And I feel like with the guys that we have and the coaching staff that we have and the culture that we have around this building, everything is trending upwards. So I'm very, 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 very confident that we're going to come back next year and have another strong push at it.
I know that we asked you about this earlier in the week before this game, but I kind of want to revisit it for a minute if I could. Just, I guess, how happy are you that you did decide to play and be a part of this group that made such a special run, such a special season?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely. It's definitely something that. I'm happy that I did. The run that we had with the group of guys that we had and how we did it was great. It was something that, like I said, it's something to be proud of because we did it with a new core of guys. We did it in a shortened and limited off season where we couldn't get the work that we necessarily would in a normal year. But it just goes to show, the power of just believing in the scheme, believing in, believing in a mantra that, playoff caliber, make to the playoffs, championship caliber. Like everybody around this organization, around this building has the same goal, and that's to win the Super Bowl. And it's a day-to-day standard, and it's a day-to-day process, and everybody in this building buys into it. So it's a special time to, be a Buffalo Bill, and I'm happy that I was a part of, the journey.
Awesome. Thanks, Trey. Have a good off season.
Thank you, Heather.
Hey, Trey,
What's up, man?
how are you?
All right.
When you think back to this season, maybe in a couple months from now, or maybe as you guys are back on the field preparing for the next season, what do you think you're going to remember most about this 2020 season, this weird season that we all really didn't expect to happen?
I remember a lot. I mean, just starting 4-0, losing 2 straight, and then, going on a little run, and then losing a Hail Mary throw, and then going on to win 8 straight, and just going into the AFC Championship. It's a lot to remember. And the most thing that I remember was the times that I shared with my teammates, just the practice in the locker room, joking around, on the plane rides back from away games. Those are the times that and the things that I'm going to cherish the most and remember the most, because, in the NFL, things like this don't happen. These opportunities don't come around often, and then when they do, you got to cherish them. And I can truly say that I really cherished every moment of the season, every moment that I shared with my teammates, because it was a bond that we built over these last few months that I always cherish for a lifetime. So I'm happy that I was able to do it with these guys and do it on this team and for this organization.
Yeah, how thankful are you for this group of guys on this team that during a pandemic, you guys had each other. During a year of protests, you had each other. During a year where you couldn't see family and friends, that you had the group of guys in the locker room to turn to, maybe when times weren't the easiest really for all of us.
Yeah, I mean, to obviously, to even play in the NFL, you got to be mentally tough. But to go and play this physical game without any crowd interaction, without having anybody that you love in the stands to watch you, it's definitely tough. But just playing with the group of guys that we have, with the character of guys that we have, it made it easier to go out there and give it all you got, because for the guys that you battling with, they genuinely care about you. The relationships that we built over the last couple months, a few guys that I've built relationship with for the last 4 years, and to see where this organization has came from 17 to where it is now is nothing short of amazing. And I'm happy I was able to help Buffalo do that. So it was pretty cool.
Appreciate it, Trey. Go take a break. You deserve it.
Thank you, Maddie.
Hi, Trey. Adam Benini, Channel 2.
What's up, man? How you doing, Adam?
Hey, how are you? I think everyone sees the trend that you're talking about, where this organization was, where it is now, both sides of the ball. But if you could for a second, maybe take us inside last night in terms of trying to make adjustments and to deal with that offense. Maybe specifically, what were you trying to do, what you weren't able to do in terms of a defense, adjusting to them, and what gives you the confidence this is the group that can in the future slow that team down?
Obviously, they have playmakers. They got a dynamic group over there, and the things that we did on defense, they worked. But those guys did a great job of using the RPO game. Giving our linebackers to come up, faking a run and throwing the ball behind the linebackers. If we was in man-to-man, or when we blitzing, Patrick Mahomes did a great job of just switching the call or doing something like that. They did, for what we did, they had an answer for it. And, that just happens in football, And, obviously, with the group that we have and the way that we prepared, we did everything that we could to put our best foot forward and have our best outing. And just, sometimes in sports, you can do, everything you could as far as, the preparation. But when you go into the game, it just don't go your way. And I think that was the incident that happened to us last night. As far as, I was talking to a couple of my teammates on the plane ride home. I was just saying, like, I did everything that I could to be the best version of myself for you guys. And sometimes it's just not good. I was getting 8 or 9 hours of sleep. I was drinking all the water that I could. I was watching all of the film that I could. I did all my extra on the field all week, all year. I did all my lifts. I did everything. All my extra, just, stretching and doing everything. I did everything that I could. But, you know, sometimes it just don't go your way, but that's the beauty of sports. You get to go back and, you know, regroup and get better, find ways to get better, and try to come back next year and be a better version of yourself for your team, and try to put the team in the position that we were in this year and try to go even farther. So that's the thing about it. But, you know, it's football and it's sports. Somebody got to win, somebody got to lose. But hopefully next year we'll be on the winning end and be the last team standing.
So in other words, you would admit, just a brief follow-up from me, they won the chess match from an X's and O's maybe standpoint last night and obviously executed on it. But you see that as something you could adjust to and plan for in the future?
You know, obviously, you know, when you play a game, you know, when you go back and watch the film, you want to see things that you could have done different or how you could have played a play different. I mean, that just happens. But in the heat of the moment, things go a certain way. I mean, so we'll just go back to the drawing board next year, and hopefully, I mean, I know we'll see that group again, and hopefully, you know, we'll come out on the winning end.
Thank you, Trey. Appreciate it.
Yep.
What's up, Trey? How are you?
What's up, Matt?
Not much. You know, I was wondering, like, you know, you mentioned all the challenges of this year and the unique situation. I mean, what have you learned about yourself, and how much have you grown as not only like a player but a person in this season?
Oh man, I honestly, Matt, if I even haven't had a chance to even think about it, man. It's just, I mean, with the season and how much I put into my craft, I really haven't had an opportunity to just sit back and try to think about anything else but trying to be the best version of myself for this group. So only thing when I got here and bought in and opted in, that's the only thing that I care about. Everything else was secondary. Only thing I cared about was being the best version of myself for my teammates and for this team, and trying to be and trying to get a Super Bowl. And, you know, anything else is, you know, it was secondary once, you know, I had a job at hand. So when after the season, I'll be able to reflect and see where I grew and see the things that I made and the steps that I took. But right now, it's all about, you know, the football aspect of it.
And you said that you were having conversations on the flight back. What was the level of resolve that came out of those conversations? Level of, you know, confidence moving forward that you kind of sense from your teammates?
It's 100% confidence. We know that, you know, we have a group to win it all, and we have exactly what we need in this group. You know, we're just gonna come back and try again next year. And I feel like, you know, with the group, like I said earlier, with the group that we have, that's the standard. We know what to expect. We're not gonna catch anybody by surprise, but I feel like the way that we prepare and the way that we work in the structure and the culture that we have here, I feel like, you know, we will be back and we will be contending for titles. It's just going to take a lot of hard work and sacrifice, and with the guys that we have, that's not going to be a challenge of us to do that. So I feel like we'll be fine.
Thanks, man. Have a good offseason.
Yep.
Hey, Trey, it's Jay with the Buffalo News. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, Jay? How you doing, man?
Good. I wanted to ask you about what Josh Norman brought to you guys this year, with both Josh and Levi kind of rotating in there opposite you. Both of those guys, you know, can be free agents. What did Josh bring, though, to the room? And I know the decision isn't exactly yours, but how would you like to see that position opposite you going forward be solidified one way or the other?
I mean, first of all, Josh is a great dude, man. When he first signed, he reached out to all of us, just introducing himself, which I already knew who he was. I had already been a fan and being a guy that studied corners, you know, being in colleges, you know, watching him, how he's been at the top of the top. He was the top of the food chain. So, and for him to come in and be the type of leader and the type of guy that he was to go to for guidance and any type of help or anything, because he's been in these positions. He's been at the top of it. He's been to Super Bowl. He's done everything you can ask for and been in every position as a defensive back in this league. So anytime, you know, your organization brings a guy in like that, and we have a young core of cornerbacks, and bringing a guy like that with that much of experience, it's nothing but an asset. It's always trending up. So I feel like, you know, he brought as far as like off the field too, he brought a lot of knowledge, man. Josh is like 33, so I mean, and he has a lot of experiences in life and in football. So it was definitely a plus for our team, definitely a plus for our position group. So I would love to have Josh back. I mean, what he brought to our group is next to none. He's punching the ball out, making plays on the field, on the ball. You know, he's physical too. So he is truly a Buffalo Bill. So I know, like you said, it's not up to me, but if it was up to me, I'd keep all my guys and run it back again with the same group of guys that I had this year.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, Trey. Enjoy the offseason, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, Jay. Thank you.
Hey, Trey, it's Sal. How are you, buddy?
What's up, Sal? How you doing?
Good. Leslie Frazier, he's a finalist apparently for the Texans job. I haven't seen anything come over today, but what would you think about him being a head coach in this league?
I don't like that idea at all, Sal. But I mean, I'm happy for him. Happy that he's getting that opportunity because he's an amazing coach. He's been a great asset for myself. I can speak from my personal experiences with him, man. Just playing the position that I play, and to have a defensive coordinator to have played that position, to have won a Super Bowl playing that position, that type of expertise, you don't get that every day from a defense coordinator in the organization, a guy that won a Super Bowl playing your position. And then he's the type of guy that take the time to develop the players, man. I mean, every day, even though I'm going into my 5th year, every day after practice, he made me catch deep balls, putting them on the jugs and shooting them. I'm running full speed down the field. So anytime you have a coach like that, that you can definitely relate to and knows, the ins and outs of this position and how things go, man, it's definitely a plus for us. So, and I'll be a definitely endorsee for him to, get a job. But hopefully he'll be back with us next year because he's definitely a big part of, our success on defense. And
I have one more too. I want to go back to right before the season. There was a question, and you said you hadn't decided for sure if you were going to play. You did opt in. You didn't opt out. You played. How tough was this season at all for navigating with everything going on for you, considering that was something you were thinking about early on?
Oh, it definitely was a tough situation, man. Not being able to see family. I have a 1-year-old. And he hasn't seen my dad. I haven't seen my dad since like May. So, it's a lot of mental toughness that goes into this thing, definitely, what we're going through in the world with the pandemic and everything going on. So it was a tough season, man. As far, physically, obviously with just playing the game, but mentally it was on a whole nother level of just trying to focus and stay motivated each and every day to know you going into a game and it's not going to be nobody out there cheering for you. So, that just goes to show, with the type of guys that we have, man. We motivated each other. We picked each other up. We brought juice when others didn't have it. So, this is a special group we have in Buffalo, and I'm hopeful that we can keep this thing together and keep it rolling for years to come.
Go enjoy your family. Have a good offseason, man.
Man, thank you, Sal, man. Appreciate it. You too, man.
Okay, you too.
Hey, Trey, Matt Fairburn here.
What's up, man?
Along those lines, Micah kind of alluded to last night, there were a lot of challenges associated with the COVID season that people didn't see. What were some of those, things as the protocols were changing and, maybe, you're not able to see each other outside of the facility. Just like, what were some of the challenges that maybe people didn't see as we kind of got used to, this season as well?
I think you hit them all, not being able to hang out with your teammates outside of the building, just not being able to have that connection, just that team bond that you would like, each and every week having, because usually we used to have DB dinners every week, hanging out with each other's house every week. So we weren't able to do that. And obviously, not being able to see family and friends for months and months at a time. Like I said, I haven't seen my dad since like May or June. So, that's definitely something that's tough to deal with when you go in and playing this sport, man, and in this business, how much of time it takes from you, how much it demands of you. So it's definitely been a tough year, man, but I wouldn't want to do it with no other group than the group that I have here.
Thank you, Trey.
Yeah. That's it, Q?
It's Kim Jones. I think I'm next up. How are you?
Oh, how you doing, Miss Kim? You doing pretty good?
I am doing great. I first want to briefly say I have learned so much from you, and I just love listening to you. And I just want to thank you truly for all of that.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
As a player who's now, thank you, Trey. As a player who's now in Buffalo for the long term, I'm told that after you got that contract extension, if anything, you were on the field more, at the facility more, and worked even harder because that's who you are. How much personal investment do you have in making sure the Bills, are back to where you want to be next season and for seasons to come? Like, how much does this mean to you?
I mean, it means a lot. It means a lot. I mean, just coming here into this organization just from 17 and just seeing, the leaps and bounds that we've made as an organization, as a group, and myself personally as a player. Man, it's been amazing. I can truly say this. I was very fortunate and blessed to come to a place to where I had a structure, I had veteran leadership from day one. So I pretty much had a model to follow to be successful, to be the best version of myself. And I can honestly say I became a better player than I was each and every year. I come here, it's a new challenge from my coaching staff, from my strength staff. I've become a better player each and every year. I can honestly say that on film, from just watching myself on film. I've become a way better player. So we have a special thing going here in Buffalo, and with the coaches that we have and how Coach McDermott leads this thing, man, it's amazing. It's a great culture to be around, and you can see why we've been making these leaps and bounds each and every year, and it's fun to be a part of it. And like you said, with me being his first draft pick here, I take it personal to continue to do great things, man, because we came in this thing together. So as he go, I go, and I feel like this thing's gonna be fun for some time.